Hello everybody and welcome back to Tree of Tranquility. It's the 6th day of summer. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my outfit because for some reason this whole time I've been walking around in the default. Mind you, there's nothing wrong with that. At least I'm wearing clothes, but I'd much rather wear something different. So we're going to change that up before we head out today. It's raining, so I'm not going to be able to let the animals out, so I'll have to feed them all by hand and make sure that they're looked after. Give my cat a little bit of a pet here before I go out. I've gotten my lunch from Chase and I've spoken to him. The baby currently is sleeping, so we'll come back when she's awake. I wanted to make a little bit more progress before I recorded this video because I don't really have a lot to say. It's been raining a lot this week. It always seems to rain, I find, in the first week of summer and fall. Now, mind you, fall has a lot more rain than summer does, but when I was playing in the summertime, I think the whole first week it pretty much rained. And I think this is my second rainy day in a row. Yesterday I actually had a typhoon. It was a big stormy day outside with thunder, but today is just rain. So maybe tomorrow it will be sunny or maybe just overcast and cloudy, I don't know. But either way, I have enough food to feed all the animals, and so we're all good and taken care of there. I'm sure the animals kind of miss being outside, but we can only let them out when it's nice, so they're gonna have to deal for now. And I'll just make sure that these birds get their food before I move on to the barn. I guess I should also make some mayonnaise as well while I'm here. For all the good it does me, again, there's not really any point. I don't need the money, but it's just become habit at this point, and it would feel a little bit empty if I were to just go ahead and sell all of the animals simply because I didn't need them anymore. Something about that just feels wrong, and so I'll keep looking after them. And I think I still have some more eggs. Yep, I've got some perfect eggs. Looks like I also have some cocoons and some wool in my bag, so we'll go over to the animal barn and we will deal with those. My rucksack is a bit of a mess. I've got a little bit of everything in here. Everything in here looks well. All the animals look okay. I don't know if it's because the animals have gotten used to me feeding them by hand or what the deal is, but it seems to me that even when I put food in their feeding bins, they don't eat it. I will come in the next day and I'll let them outside when it's a sunny day, and I find that the food is still in the dish. So I'm not sure if that means that they just turn their nose up at it and don't eat it because they've gotten so used to me hand feeding them, or if they did eat it and somehow the food is still there. But I always just hand feed them just to be safe. Hand feeding is also a good way to increase your affection with your animals, so it kind of serves a bit of a purpose rather than just putting the food in the bin and just letting them kind of eat for themselves. I want to say it was A Wonderful Life where that was an issue in the game. I could be remembering incorrectly, but from what I remember in A Wonderful Life, if you hand-fed your animals too much, they depended on that entirely and they would no longer feed themselves. I don't think that's the issue here. Again, none of my animals have ever been sick. I've never ever had a problem with them being sick. I've had the occasional animal kind of be in a bad mood, but I think a lot of that has to be with the fact that they're inside the barn on a rainy day and they're just used to being outside and they miss being outside. Generally, if they are in a bad mood and they have the little sad face over their heads, usually when I feed them, they're okay. That is my last blue herb that I have. I don't have any more in my fridge, so I've blown through all of those, so I'm just going to keep the red ones in my bag for now, and I'm going to keep dyeing them red until I run out of red, and then I'll just move on down the line. I have something insane, like 54 green herbs or something like that, so it's a little bit unbalanced. Of course, I've been using the colors that give me the most amount of money, and I've been saving the rest, so I do believe I also have quite a few pinks and yellows as well. But we are out of blue and I am running out of red at this point. I haven't gone foraging in a while, so there may or may not be some in the Brownie Ranch area or some at the forest. But I do know it's possible to grow herbs in this season as well. I want to say that it's actually the blue ones that I can grow in fall, but I could be wrong about that. And you'll see that I haven't bothered to grow anything. Again, the crop ship has kind of sailed at this point because I don't need money, I don't need to befriend villagers, I have very few cooking recipes left, so I've just kind of stopped growing stuff because it feels sort of pointless and more or less just a time sink than anything else. Again, I've grown all the flowers and things like that as well. Might be worth growing some herbs if I feel like I really do need them, but again, when you get to this point and money is just no longer needed, there doesn't feel a lot of point in that because I can always dye them different colors that are worth less money. In my orchard area here, I actually have a lot coming in the fall. I have 2 apple trees, I have 2 grape trees, and I also have a chestnut tree, and I think this one here is the chestnut tree. So in fall, I actually have a total of 5 trees that are giving me stuff. And so the trees are a really nice, steady source of a bit of income off of fruits and vegetables. Looks like Anessa is home, and you can see here, this is one of the updates that happened. Her son grew up, so Anessa and Jin's son is named Van, and again, if you've played Animal Parade, all the children carried over from this version to that version, so children in both of these versions are the same, with the exception of the added children that they added in Animal Parade when other couples got married. So Van, you know, he looks very much like Anessa in some ways, but he also looks a lot more like Jin. Like, he wears glasses like Jin, he's got the dark hair, but he's also very kind of quiet, and he's sort of curious, and he likes to learn things. So very, very well behaved, very nice kid. And I want to say it took him about a month, a whole season to fully grow. I just popped in one day and I saw that he had grown up. So I'm going to guess that Candace and Julius's daughter is going to grow up soon. And as you might have seen from Anessa's dialogue there after I spoke to her, I just had Phoebe and Calvin have a baby as well. So the only rival couple left that doesn't have a baby is Renee and Toby, and next time I walk into their door, that should happen at any given time. I'm trying to space out the children all growing up a little bit because, like I said, it is a little bit different from Animal Parade. In Animal Parade, they send you a letter when their child is born, and I think you still have kind of control over actually watching the cutscene of the baby. meeting it for the first time. I don't think the kid is actually in the game until you go and you meet with it, but it's more apparent in that version, whereas in this version, you just have to kind of stumble into their front door. You have to knock on their door and go into their house to see their baby. So I like having a bit of control over that. I figured I would come up to the mountain here and see what's in this area. Maybe pick up a few bamboo shoots before returning home. Because it's fall now, I've managed to catch both of the fish that I was missing for the recipes that I need. I haven't actually gone and done the cooking that I need yet, but I am going to be able to fill out a couple more cooking recipes, hopefully soon, that I'm missing currently. So I've done a little bit of fishing, mostly just taking care of the animals and grabbing the fruit off of the trees and talking to the villagers as well, keeping up on what's going on with them. And hopefully my baby is not asleep when we get home. I'm not entirely sure what time she will go back to sleep. It looks like she's awake. So when the baby is awake, you can talk with it. You can pick it up and cuddle with it, and this will increase their affection. And you can also play with the rattle. Now, I had tried playing with the rattle earlier, but the reason I couldn't play with her the first time I tried was because she was sleeping. So the rattle increases her affection the most from what I've been able to see. I think that talking to the baby also helps, and cuddling it and whatnot, but I think the real big bonus points come from using the rattle, which you can buy from the general store at a very, very low cost. And if we look at our friends list, you can see that our baby already has 2 hearts. So it's taking a very minimal amount of effort to actually raise their friendship level up without the use of gifts. Again, the rattle is a huge contributor to that. And if you just kind of say hello and cuddle with it every day, that won't be a problem. You have to think about the fact that the baby's less than a week old and I already have 2 hearts. So your baby will be in your friendship list, and I do believe that when the children grow up, their rival children, they will also be in your list as well. You can see that Van has been added. So all of the other children will be added as soon as they are grown, and we can start befriending them like we can befriend all the other villagers. I may or may not start trying to befriend some other villagers, because most of these villagers I've just befriended. The hearts that they have are just from talking with them. I don't really know a lot of great gifts for villagers that aren't marriageable off by heart, so I might be making a bit more of an effort to befriend some of these villagers, maybe just to learn a bit more about them, and maybe just to give myself something to do. And we'll see how I feel. We'll see how that goes. Because I do spend a lot of time sort of talking to the villagers and going around and checking in with people and whatnot. Haven't checked our animals' friendship levels in a while, but you can see that everything is going really, really well. Everybody except the newest silkworm has at least 1 heart. My cat is doing well. And that's pretty much all I have. Well, just a few small updates, just a few little things I wanted to show off with the baby that I couldn't do earlier. Just wanted to say that Anessa's son has grown up. And aside from that, I'm just going to keep playing. And it doesn't look like there's anything on the calendar that I'll need to stop and show you guys. So I will just keep plugging away at it, and I will let you all know if I have something else to update you on. And if there's anything else you can think of that I've missed, or anything else you would like to see, please let me know. I think I've kind of covered everything by now, but there may be something I've missed that you guys can remind me of. So if that's the case, then please do so. And until next time, take care, and I will see you all then.